Hi folks, Jeff Bronner from VersaChock. Here today to show you how to use our tilting davit system as well as an electric winch plate option that we have. We're dubbing this over because the wind noise was so bad in the background you wouldn't be able to hear us. So I'm going to explain to you what we're going to do here. The first part I want to show you here is our electric winch plate kit. It's basically a winch plate that we produce that will allow you to mount an ATV winch to the winch plate, and then the winch plate gets mounted to the boat using our exclusive deck plates. So the deck plates are the only thing to get mounted to the boat permanently. So this is an ATV winch on top. On the bottom side you can see some provisions for the deck plates, and you got two options to mount this. You can mount it on the top of the transom, which would look like this. Although some transoms, the top is pretty narrow, so it may be hard to get the footprint big enough to mount the winch up here, but it's preferable. You also want to make sure that you mount the winch high enough or guide the strap so that the trajectory is going down to the davit arms, which will help load the tender. Okay. Again, here's the bottom of the plate. So in the instance where the transom is narrow like this one, we can mount the winch on the vertical plane in the back inside of the cockpit, and then to guide this roller strap over the winch strap over the top of the transom, we can use this guide roller system here. It's a real small guide roller plate that will mount on the top of the transom using one of our threaded deck plates. Easily removable. It includes eye bolts for attaching both the guide roller and the winch plate. So the first thing we're going to do here is mount the guide roller to the top of the transom with one eye bolt. Threads in very easily. Washers, split washers and flat washers are included with all the eye bolts, as well as an O-ring to keep you from losing the washers. Now we're going to attach the winch plate to the vertical wall in the inside back of the cockpit. In this location here, it's pretty much out of the way, so you could leave it here permanently, even though it's removable when not in use. Okay, so this is a 12-volt winch system, which is they're readily available on the market. We do not sell them, but our winch plate pretty much fits all of them on the market. Most of them are pretty much have the same mounting locations. So all you have to do is add your winch and then get 12-volt power to it. Some of them come with remote controls. I preferred the wired remote, personal preference. So the first thing we want to do here is we loosened up the clutch on the winch motor and pulled out some slack for the winch cable. You could do it electronically as well, but I find it quicker just to release the clutch and pull out 6-7 feet. Back of the boat here we have a bridle strap that we provide as well as an option, and I'm just going to lay this out on the deck, and there's 3 carabiners, one on each end and one in the center. The center one we tie a knot in it to keep it from sliding side to side on the bridle strap. And attach that to the winch strap first, so that way if we happen to drop it in the water, we're not going to lose it. Also makes it a little bit easier to manage attaching it to the tender. One other trick I like to do is add my tie downs, attach them to the pad eyes before loading the tender. That way I don't have to reach underneath to snap them down there. So this davit is the HD model, which is heavy duty, and it operates exactly the same as our standard models, and which you have these 2 latches you pull on the back, and the davit arms will tilt down. Okay. Prior to that, we do have security pins that you need to pull out first, but you want to keep the adjustment of these so that the tips of the davit arms are just above the water, a few inches, so that it's not vertical, but at the same time it's low enough so the tender is going to ride up and over those wheels. Here I'm just reiterating it helps to put your tie down straps for the tender to the pad eyes, attach them to the pad eyes before loading the tender. Just makes it a little bit easier not to have to reach underneath. Okay, so now what we're going to do is start attaching the bridle strap to the tender. You can do this from being up on the platform or in the tender. I find it easier to do from on the platform. Just bring the tender around, attach the first carabiner to the bow eye, and then we can start bringing the tender around to the back of the platform. And what you want to do is bring this bridle strap on the bottom side of the tubes, kind of underneath the tender. This helps pull the tender from the bottom side up onto the davit arms. And we're going to slide it forward here a bit. And we're going to take the stern end of it, the bridle strap, we're going to reach just under the tube of the tender, kind of go around the back there. You don't have to put your hand all the way in the water, and snap that to the stern eye. And that would be the stern eye, closest facing to you, so you don't have to reach over too far. Now what you want to do is take your winch and while holding the tender, take the extra slack out of the winch cable and get it kind of taut. We put out quite a bit of line there, probably more slack than we needed to, so it'll take a little time to pull it up here. And once you get it taut, keep your arms free of the winch cable and use the winch to pull the tender up onto the davit arms. Watch and be sure that the bridle strap goes over the wheels. If it gets pinched a little bit, you can lift up on it a little bit. It rarely happens. Once you get the keel of the tender in between the wheels, centered on the wheels on the davit arms, you can now reach up and just push down on the tender, and these auto latching features on the davit arms will lock the davit arms down in position. Now that it's down in position, what you will want to do to finish up your loading is insert the security pins and the hairpins to hold those in place. Don't rely just on the auto latching feature to hold the davit arms when you get underway and get out on the water. And the other thing you want to do is make sure you get ample tie downs to keep it secured in place as well. That's all there is to it, folks. Thank you for watching.